What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Murph, and today we are going to be running our War Scourge. It finally opened about 45 minutes ago. We just got off work. We're ready to roll into this shit. I don't know about you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I did spoil the first like 5 nodes for myself on my main account. I couldn't fucking wait as soon as I got home, and I just rolled through them real quick. And I gotta say, there's some very interesting teams we're going up against here, and I'm not sure how this is gonna go. So, um, whatever, we'll get into that. So, what I'm gonna do with this video is I'm gonna play my entire first playthrough of this Scourge and kind of give you an idea of how I go at these events for the first time or second time, whatever. Just kind of how I kind of work my way through and like on a one run basis and also as an entire event long basis. So let's get into this. Now, again, let's hop in here. Oh my god. No. No, no, no. You almost got me there. You almost got me. All right. Let's hop into war. So, difficulties. Last time when Morgan Le Fay came around a few weeks ago, I recorded like multiple videos of me doing a full playthrough of this, and none of them ever got posted because there was either audio issues with the video or something else happened, whatever. This is my first full playthrough video of a Scourge we're gonna be doing here, and I want to kind of talk through some things. So first off, strategy. When it comes to Scourges, kind of an overall idea of how they work, right? Once we click enter, there will be 10 nodes, and it'll look kind of like your Dark Dimension runs to a certain extent, or like your Pocket Dimension runs. Now, each of these nodes, depending how high up in difficulty you go, are going to have a specific trait that you need to clear that node. Well, not that you need to clear. You can't even attempt that node with anything but the assigned trait for that node. Now, to get points, how do we get Red Hulk, right? How do we get our Horseman characters? If you see, we go into the milestone here. There are Red Hulk shards in the milestone. There's also ranking rewards based on your leaderboard rankings at the end of it. So, some key notes for you guys to remember. 425,000, if I remember correctly from the post, is what you need at a minimum between all of the milestone rewards up to milestone 14 here, along with the minimum ranking rewards, because you will automatically get 40 shards regardless of how well you do in this event. So that means you need 60, right? So 5, 15, oh my god, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 60. Yeah, so milestone 14 and 425,000. This will unlock Red Hulk at a minimum during this event. Now, in order to unlock him, like while the event is still live before it ends, you have to get to 500,000 right here. I'm going to be honest, getting to 500,000 is not very, it's not easily doable if your character or your account is under level 75. You typically need gear 14 plus for a lot of these teams or a very, very wide roster in order to push for 500,000 points on this. And the way you kind of push for that is you got to run around difficulty 5 with a lot of scourges, or go, down in difficulty and run like all the scourges, or go up in difficulty and just run no scourges. But any of those things, this event gets more difficult to deal with, which we'll talk about in a second here. And it's very difficult to do if you're under level 75 and don't have your account built right. So our current goal for this is going to be about 425,000. That's all I care about. If we can get this within the first few days of the event, then we can play around with our roster to see where we go. So now that we've talked about the rewards, how do we get there with the score? So as you can see, you got an expected run score here. So the way this works is you got to kind of find a sweet spot based on your account and your level of what difficulty you want to run and how many scourges you can put on it, right? 'Cause as you can see, if I start putting on these scourges, this expected run score is going to go up. However, all these scourges essentially debuff you or buff your enemies, which make them all more difficult to do. So, logically, the way I tackle these is I will go through, and my first run or two, I will do no scourges. I will just do, you know, like for instance, this time I'll do difficulty 4. If I clear this with no scourges, I might go up to difficulty 5 and see if we can clear it with no scourges. And it's worth noting that you have an unlimited amount of attempts at this for the 11 days that it's going to be out. So you can run it an infinite amount of times and keep trying different strategies and different teams. You can continue to build your teams during this event to continue to strengthen your roster and push for a higher score. If you fuck up in any of the nodes while you're in the middle of them, you can end them, cancel them, and reset and try it again as many times as you want. If you fuck up with your run, let's say you lose a character in an earlier node that you forgot you were going to use in a later node, you can cancel that entire run and start over from scratch at any time, as many times as you want. So ultimately, the best thing about these Scourge game modes is everything I just mentioned. A lot of this game, you don't have actual uptime on active playtime or events that you can sit down and just say, I want to play Marvel Strike Force for a couple hours. Let me play something. Everything's simmable. Your blitzes are simmable. No one wants to play through like actual blitz battles. Your raids for the most part are simmable. I mean, you can play through them without sims if you really want to play content, but that takes what, 10 minutes maybe to go through all of your energy between Greeks and Ultimates or Doom, whatever you're running. This game mode, when it comes around, is really the only time in this game right now that you can actually sit down and game and play and just poop sock this shit, right? So take advantage of it, enjoy it, find some time and play. Develop a strategy, stick to it. My strategy, like I said, we're gonna start at difficulty 4, and that's probably just gonna be this entire video, is just this playthrough at difficulty 4, and then eventually I'll push up through difficulty 5 and start playing with some scourges. So basically, too long didn't listen. Find what difficulty scourge or what difficulty level you max out at with 0 scourges on it. From there, start playing with maybe adding 1 or 2 scourges at a time. Go down a difficulty and add a shit ton of scourges. But you really want to find that sweet spot of what's the maximum you can clear with no scourges first. And granted, this advice is more for lower level accounts, not if you're level 85, 90, and you've got a fucking 5-10 mil roster out there. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. There's so many different strategies out there you can run with it. Whether you go super high difficulty, no scourges, you go lower difficulty with all the scourges, whatever. I'm not here to talk about that. As an early game player, find out what your ceiling is for a no scourge run, and then play from there. Keep it at that difficulty level and add some minor scourges and keep playing through, or drop it down and start adding scourges. So I'm not going to talk any further on this. Let's get into it. So our first 2 nodes are going to be bio. Now, I planned on using Web Warriors for these nodes, and one thing I noticed on my main account is that Web Warriors gets fucking trucked on this first node if you're not careful with it. So we'll see how we do at difficulty 4, but this could be difficult. And then one thing I did notice too, I have Hulk and She-Hulk at like gear 14 on my main account, and I'm going to start putting into Abomination and Brawn today at reset when I have my gold reset, and they wreck house in these first 2 nodes. So if you have them built up, I might recommend using them over Web Warriors. We'll see how this goes here, but Web Warriors really did not do well my first time on my main account. So they've got a pretty strong opener between Nico Minoru and Spider Woman, and Sunfire is going to have a real big AoE coming through soon here. Who do we want to? Let's do this. Okay. So one of the big things about running these scourges is going to be, you can't just auto through this shit. You got to really pay attention. There's a lot of strong characters on the board now, and you really have to focus on controlling the board. If you clear too many enemies too quickly, it'll spawn the next wave in, and you can get overwhelmed very quickly. And conversely, if you let these characters just sit up here and just free farm on you and just endlessly attack you, you're going to lose some characters. So my number one advice is just to play through, and like, this is one of the few times in this game where you actually have to think about the game, think about debuffs, buffs, abilities, controlling characters through stuns, ability blocks, and why am I blanking on this? Disrupted, all this kind of stuff in order to really think through your play. So let's go ahead and ability block Sunfire here because we don't want that AoE coming out. Kitty Pryde is looking real low. So one of the things I like to do when I play through this is I don't like to just, oh, Kitty Pryde is low, let's finish her off. I like to try to kind of even out damage across the board and slowly control the battle. So, okay, we almost took her out there. Let's see. I couldn't remember if this popped like an ability block or some other debuff on it before it chains on the main target. It does not. So let's see. We don't have to worry about Sunfire yet. We'll kill him next turn. Let's see if we can get some more damage on this right side here. Okay. They're down one. It's going to barrier up their entire team. We might actually get a taunt on Phantom X here, which could suck. But there we go. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Sunfire's down. Now we can play through the rest of this. Now, next, targets up that are going to suck. One, we have to get this taunt off of Bishop, so we'll just attack into him. Two, we've got Kate Bishop with offense up. This is going to fucking hurt. Like, it's really going to fucking hurt. So, we're going to have to do something about that, like ASAP. I'm going to decrease turn meter with Miles here. That'll keep her at bay for a little while longer. Let's go ahead and get a stun up on her. And meanwhile, Echo's going to be sitting here free throwing into me, which does suck. Let's go ahead and get a big AoE off. We'll heal some damage up off of that. Good. Worried about Spider-Man for a second there. We're looking okay right now, though. All right. Let's get a massive AoE down and some heal block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Board is full now. We've got all characters on the board. Now, like, we know nothing else is coming in, so now we have the luxury of being able to kind of take down one at a time here. So we're going to have to get through this taunt first. Good. Miss Marvel's down. You've still got Kate Bishop stunned. Spider-Woman is still sitting out here. What I would like to do is maybe get Nico Minoru down and get some defense down and chain onto these other two characters. I want to attack her, but I didn't want to waste the chain off of that attack. So let's go ahead and see if we can get... No, we can't get Spider-Woman down, but we got a lot of dodges there. That's good. Let's work on Echo here. Big damage. All right. All right. Looks like we're getting through node 1 very easily. And another thing to note too, once you get towards the end of these nodes, you only have a few characters left. As long as you have them controlled like we did there, where, you know, our main threat was Kate Bishop, she's stunned. You really want to focus on just using your basic abilities for the last kind of few kills there. If as long as it's not going to kill your team, you're not going to lose a character. Focus on just using basic abilities so that you can regenerate that ability energy and or keep your strong abilities off of cooldown so that once we roll into the second node with this team, we can just fucking hit the ground running. Now, this should be significantly easier than the last node, at least from my playthrough on my main. Again, I only got through node 5, so we'll see how this goes. Shang-Chi sucks as an opener. Baron Mordo sucks as an opener. What we're going to do is we're going to ability block Mordo because we don't want the heal block going out, and we're going to have to just eat the Shang-Chi ult right off the rip. But we don't have any buffs on the board, so it's not going to be too big of an attack. It's just the turn meter reduction is going to suck. Now, my first kill target here is actually going to be Ghost Rider because I do not want him to do that like retribution attack on people, which we're going to get 2 right here because we just chain kill 2 people, but whatever. All right. We should be able to kill him off this chain. No, we can't. Shit. Okay. Let's finish him here. And now we're going to eat this Shang-Chi ult, which is fine. Not too much damage. Sharon Carter didn't get the stun off. That's great. And now we've got Kestrel and Black Bolt in here, which this, along with Maria Hill, is a group that can do some serious damage. So we got Taunt off of... I'm going to call him Black Dwarf because that's what I've always called him. But we got it off Black Dwarf, so we're good there. Let's see if we can chain off of Black Bolt, get some damage on that Shield Trooper, or what the fuck's his name? Yeah, Shield Trooper. One of the things to note too about Scourge is a lot of these garbage characters that you look at, like Shield Trooper, you're like, fuck that character, he's not going to do anything. If you're not careful, these like weaker minions in the actual Scourges can do some real fucking damage. So like every time you attack another character, this Shield Trooper will attack you as like a retribution attack. So, or a counter, I guess. And it can do some fucking damage. So we're going to get him off the board real quick. Nice and easy. We're looking okay right now. Spider-Punk's not looking so hot, but everybody else is okay. What I want to do here is I'll probably try to take... we'll see what we get for attacks. Okay, we lost Spider-Punk. As long as we can clear the rest of this, we'll be fine, because we really don't need Spider-Punk for any of the later missions. Or the later nodes, rather. I really do want to get Kestrel down, though, because she's got offense up, and she can deal some serious fucking damage here. All right, we got a turn meter control. See that? That attack would have hurt. We control the battle. We win. All right, let's go ahead and hit this ultimate. Get defense down on everybody. Good. A lot of people real low right now. That's a lot of death proofs on him. Jesus. All right. Our main concern is off the board now. Now we just have to take down the rest of them. And here, I can safely blow all my abilities at the end of this battle. And that's just because I will not be using Web Warriors again, as the next two nodes are going to be Avengers. And then we got our node 5 required characters. And then 6, 7, we've got skill. No, 6, 7, excuse me, we got villains. And 8, 9, we've got skill. So we can't even use this team again during the Scourge. If we lose characters, not an issue. If we don't have abilities off cooldown, not an issue. So that's it for that. Now we're looking at Avengers. So on my main account, I use Bionic Avengers for this, and they just Michael Jackson fucking moonwalked through this shit. It was ridiculously easy. Now on this account, what I'm going to actually be doing, because I don't have my Bionic Avengers built, is I'm going to be using my Young Avengers. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if this is going to be good or not, but yeah, I think they'll be okay because Young Avengers is fairly tanky and they're fairly good at controlling. So it's kind of a slow burn type of team, which honestly isn't too bad for the Scourges. All right. Magneto's going to do a massive blind to everybody if we don't hit him off the board right away. So let's go ahead and take care of him. Next up, we are going to want to take down probably... so there's 3 Asgardians on the board, and they're going to have a lot of synergy here. And that sucks. But what I really want to do is get Dagger off this board, because eventually I do believe we get a Cloak on here as well. And then it's not going to be fun having both of them up at the same time. We can handle the Asgardians for now. For some reason, actually attacking Valkyrie isn't charging up either of those characters. And that didn't flip any of my buffs. So I wonder if that's working as intended and, you know, it just failed its like resistance check, or if they're not working as intended. Interesting. Okay. Let's get a massive AoE on everybody. We're going to take 3 hits here, which is going to suck. Maybe we're not. Okay. Let's get a massive AoE on everybody again. And now we should be able to take out Dagger with this. No. Okay, close. There we go. So we get a blind on Valkyrie. We don't have to worry about her. I'm going to... Okay. We'll just do our cleave here. So we should deal some big damage to all these characters. Good. We got rid of the taunt on Red Guardian. So now let's go ahead and take care of Moondragon. Some good damage on Thor. I think we might be able to take Thor out here. Let's see if we can. Yep. Good. Who we got all the way back here? Agent Coulson. Okay. I'm going to chain here off of Agent Coulson. We should have one more character coming out here, but I'm an idiot. I just tried to chain into somebody who had counter, which ends your chain, but whatever. Okay, who's blinded? We got a blind on Echo and a blind on America Chavez and Squirrel Girl. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll hit Red Guardian here before you get another taunt. Oh my god, she's blinded. Idiot. Idiot move, idiot move. We're still doing okay here. I might heal a Squirrel Girl just because the cooldown is very low and we can get some of these debuffs off. Just make sure that we're topped off going into this next node for Avengers. We gotta get through this one first, though. All right. We're looking okay. Let's try to finish off Red Guardian. Good. Let's get some work in on Heimdall. We're gonna have to take out this Thor fairly soon. In next attack or two, actually, he's gonna have his AoE with some stuns. So let's just go ahead and start working on him. He's out of here. Next up, we'll probably want to take down Mighty Thor because we don't want that AoE coming back around a second time. So we'll just keep working on her. Heimdall, we're not too worried about. Cloak already blew his ultimate, so we can kind of sit on that and wait. So this is kind of like picking your targets here and really thinking through this really helps if you kind of know the ins and outs of most of these characters, their abilities, their toolkits, what they bring to the battle. Just because you can kind of min max your way through and figure out like, okay, I don't really have to focus on this character for a couple turns because his turn or his abilities are still on cooldown. Um, that way you can focus on characters that are, primed and ready to do some serious damage to your teams. But all that aside, it's looking like our first node with Young Avengers went very well. And we'll see in a second here how the second one goes. Boom. Need to do something about this. Hang a blanket in the window or something. Come on. There we go. All right, next one up. This is where it's going to get interesting. There's a lot of Gamma characters on this node. See, as you can see, we've got 3 Gamma characters starting off here, along with Lady Deathpool and Morbius. So this is a very interesting start to this node, and it hurts. So we got to be able to tank through this. I'm gonna go ahead and just top off and dispel all these buffs or debuffs rather, and let's start getting to work on She-Hulk before she throws a taunt on somebody that we don't want. Good, she's gone. I'm gonna mass AoE while I've got offense up here with Kate Bishop. Go ahead and get some ability energy back to everybody. We're looking good. We took out Johnny Storm as well. Let's go ahead and finish off Deathpool. And what else have we got here? That hurt. Let's go ahead and mass AoE everybody. Morbius is fairly low, along with Brawn as well. I do want to take out Doc Ock before he can summon, but there's not much I can do about that now. Cleave into him while we still have offense up. Yep. That is annoying. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and take out Brawn. We'll take out this Shocker real quick, too. That should be a fairly easy kill. All right, now how do we control the board here? Let's go ahead and attack into here. Let's try to get Abomination off the board. All right, looks like he's probably one shot. He's down now. I'm not too worried about Doc Ock right now. He already got his summon off. He can't do much else. So let's go ahead and see what work we can put on these Hulks. And that's kind of why with this node, I think it's important that you take out those Gamma characters first, because you don't want these 2 Hulks coming up with Abomination, Brawn, and She-Hulk as well. This just one of the things you really have to be careful with these scourges is like these nodes are specifically designed so that there's usually 2 to 3 kind of different small packs of characters that all have synergy with each other, and you kind of want to make sure that you don't have too many of them up at once, because obviously those characters are on the same roster together, they're on the field together, they're going to passively buff each other the way those teams are designed to. All right. Just got Doc Ock left. We can go ahead and basically just basic our way through here, finish him off, and move on. Next node, we're going to have our node 5, which is the required trait node. So like it's going to have to be Wave 1 Avengers, Heroes Guardians, or Ravagers. So one other thing that I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about your first playthroughs when you're playing at lower difficulties trying to find your ceiling is it doesn't really do you any good to like right now you can see that this it's a hero trait to use right now, right? The required trait for this at difficulty 5 and higher is going to be Avengers. So if you're really testing your roster to see what your ceiling is and you're on a lower difficulty, It doesn't do you any good to just throw any heroes out here. I would really highly recommend when you're playing these lower difficulties to still play by the same trait like restrictions that are at the higher difficulties. That way you can prepare your teams and your strategy and actually play through them at lower difficulties the same way that you would at higher difficulties. So, because obviously, like if you had strong characters like your Eternals, for instance, right? You could use them and just cakewalk through most of these nodes and not have to worry about it. But ultimately, you cannot do that once you get to higher difficulty levels. So if you do, if you plan on that being your main plan of attack, it's it could fail at higher difficulties because you can't use those characters and your roster might not be better equipped to handle those higher levels. So this start sucks. We've got Omega Red and Silver Samurai. We've got Doctor Strange Heartless and Wong. These are all strong characters, and honestly, I want to get Omega Red off the board because he can do some serious damage here. So we've got offense down on him already. That's good. I don't want to waste attacks into this defense up, but I'm gonna do it because I want to get him off here as soon as possible. Phrasing. Are we still doing phrasing? Ugh. All right, let's mass AoE into this. See how much damage we can get on everybody. We're gonna want to take down this Wong fairly soon too, because we're not gonna want to have to deal with that taunt once it's up. And honestly, it's a turn one ability to use, so he's probably gonna use it right here. Yep, there's a taunt. Sucks, but whatever. It's Young Avengers. It's a slow burn team. We can play through it. It just might take a little extra time here. Let's go ahead and mass AoE again. Got Psylocke down. That's good. We'll keep working on Wong here, and that's bad. So now, as you can see, we got 2 Darkhold characters up, 2 Unlimited X-Men characters up, and 2 Marauders up. A lot of synergy on the board. We got Wong down. That's great. Let's go ahead and get Doctor Strange Heartless down just to finish that off, and we'll get working on these Marauders here. I really don't want Mr. Sinister to be... okay. We got to get through this taunt now. But what I was going to say is we really don't want Mr. Sinister to summon here. So let's keep putting some damage down on them. We got Silver Samurai off the board. That's good. And now you got 2 Phantom X's and a Dazzler on the board, which is super annoying because there's another taunt. So this node is really designed for just there to be like an endless amount of taunts up on the board. I know we're not really healing anybody here, but I just want to try to debuff as much as possible there, or cleanse debuffs rather. But this node is really designed to have taunt up at all times. Just have these other characters just harass the fuck out of you. So just you really need to either be able to blow through them with a team like Bionic Avengers, or you need a team like Young Avengers that can really sit here and kind of slowly play through and methodically take people down one at a time and still survive through this. Jesus, I want to get a heal on Miss Marvel so bad, but I just fucking can't because unending heal block. All right, let's go and get a chain off here. Good. We got that Phantom X is down. Let's go ahead and see if he can get some more damage on Mr. Sinister before he can heal that Kate Bishop, which he's going to now. Jesus. All right. Oh, this sucks. I can't believe Miss Marvel hasn't died yet. Like she's just punching bag this entire round. That blind really sucks too because we're missing all of our assists off of her. All right. She's down. That's good. Let's start working on Emma. Or not Emma. Fucking Madeline Pryor. I'm an idiot, by the way. So if you guys are still here watching, I don't know what you're doing, but thank you. Go ahead and chain off of her. That's a clutch dodge. All right. So we're down Miss Marvel now. We've got another taunt on Phantom X. This is just so frustrating and annoying to deal with. I can't even stress it enough. All right. We can heal everybody but Kate Bishop, but that's fine. I still want to get everybody topped off there. Can we just get this Phantom X down, please, so we can take out the rest of this team? There we go. All right, now we can go to work. There's no more taunts on the board. We can clear off the rest of the board here. Easy, and move on to node 5. Now, again, this is the last node we'll be using Young Avengers on, so we do not have to worry about hoarding ability energy or saving abilities or anything else of that nature. We can just go ahead and just finish this out. As you can see, we've already got some milestone rewards up here. We're not going to worry about them yet. Oh, I didn't even realize I used the wrong team on node 5 there. I literally just got done talking about that, and I didn't do it. Whoops. My bad. All right. So villains. Our villains team is going to be kind of a random hodgepodge of characters here, and it's just more or less because that's all we got. But we're going to be running Morgan Le Fay and Doctor Strange Heartless, which honestly, that core enough should be able to carry this. We've got Nebula, who's going to be assisting on a lot of attacks here. We've got Killmonger, who can deal a good amount of damage and has some sustainability for himself. We got Silver Samurai, just to provide a little more taunt and control. Now, the next two nodes will be interesting because, as I said in my video last week, kind of previewing the Scourge and what teams I'm going to be running for this, Villains is definitely the weak spot on my roster right now, and thank God we've got Morgan Le Fay to help kind of carry that team. It's going to make it considerably easier for us. But outside of her and Doctor Strange Heartless, we don't have a whole lot of very quality villains that are worth investing in right now. So we're kind of limited with what we can do with this team. In fact, I think if I move up to difficulty 5 on this team, that's probably going to be where my team kind of tops out at. I really want to get Captain Marvel down first here because she's going to do a lot of damage. So let's keep working with this. We'll try to get this taunt off of here, and we did. Good. That's going to turn meter boost his entire team. Sucks, but we can only do so much. Jesus, we already lost Killmonger. Whatever. With Morgan Le Fay, we should be able to push off the second node, even with losing him. Here we go. Big damage on everybody. We got to get this down, but I'm going to keep throwing AoEs out here. I should have targeted Valkyrie with that one to hit all 5 of them instead of the 4 that I just hit, but whatever. These runs aren't going to be perfect. Oh my god. So yeah, this is specifically designed to have both your taunts over here, so you cannot AoE or chain or hit any of these other characters over here, which is super annoying, but that won't matter with this ability from Doctor Strange. We'll clear a lot of the board with this. That's great. Now we've got our stun up. Who do we want to stun? Let's go ahead and stun Nico Minoru because she's got her mass AoE coming in on first turn, as does Mighty Thor. But I think we can handle that. I want to get Valkyrie out of here. Let's go ahead and see how we do with that. Good. I want to take her off the board as soon as possible. She's going to have a lot of damage coming out soon here. So let's see if we can knock. No, we can't because she's got Safeguard up. Do we have the damage to drop her in time? We don't. Let's just go ahead and take Nico Minoru off the board, and we'll deal with consequences here. We're going to lose Nebula. Yep. That's fine. I really think this duo of Morgan Le Fay and Doctor Strange Heartless is going to be able to carry out this next node as it kind of did this one. So I think it's probably a little irrelevant bringing these other characters in the next one, as they didn't really do much this one. So they can be bringing Sabretooth just to have a little extra synergy with Silver Samurai here. And the next villain on top of him, I'm really not sure what else I'm going to bring here. Maybe Baron Zemo just to get a little extra AoE damage out there, but my Zemo is not really built out too high right now. But I think that's the move. Get these guys out of here. Zemo and Sabretooth. All right. Loki might have been a good idea actually to give that speed boost at the beginning. That's something I might have to consider next time. Even if he's just a throwaway character, it might help, get an attack or two out before their team is able to get all these attacks out. And we start with a Cersei. That sucks. But I definitely want to take this Shuri out first. So let's see what we can do there. That is exactly why, because she's going to be just massively buffing this entire team. Sweet. Thank you, Zemo. Let's go ahead and see if we can get an ability block down on Cersei. And we did. That's phenomenal. And we've got 2 Black Panthers on the board. They're going to do a lot of fucking damage. So let's just go ahead and cleave off of her. Let's go ahead and reset turn meter. Get some big damage on it, everybody. And now we're in a position where we should be able to take out both these Black Panthers. Sweet. And we got Madeline as well. Let's just keep chucking damage out here. This is looking good so far. This is looking real good. We lost Silver Samurai. That sucks, but that's fine. Let's get Death Proof off of Hulk. And get a nice little chain with some bleeds off of here. Let's take out Yellow Jacket. And we've already got another AoE ultimate from Doctor Strange Heartless. Big damage. We're looking good. Now this Icarus is going to get a double attack off, but I don't think it's going to be able to clear the board. It'll probably take out Zemo and Sabretooth here, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much else. No, he didn't even get them off. Awesome. I need to stop saying get them off. Jesus. Think of the children. All right. Let's get Lady Deathstrike out of here. And we will finish off Icarus. And there we go. There we go. That should be node 9, right? Or no, that was node 7. We still have our skill teams to go. Skill is going to be interesting. So I think skill might be the second most difficult one after villains for me, or it might be even more difficult. We'll see. I think I've got kind of a random hodgepodge of characters lined up for this one. So let's see here. I think I had this set up as teams, right? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay. We wanted Killmonger for this one. That sucks. But we can go ahead and run Cap Sam. Possibly. He's not too built out on this account, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. And I think I can afford to lose Valkyrie and Sif on the second node if I have to, because node 10 I can replace them with Iron Man and Hulk and just run like an Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Mighty Thor, and Heimdall, kind of like hybrid Wave 1 Avengers and Heroes Guardians team. Jesus, okay. This might suck. This might really suck. Let's get a turn meter boost out here. Yeah, it did no damage. This might be the weak point of my run here. It's looking like that so far. All right, he's off the board. Who do we want to work on now? Emma's going to be very annoying. T'Challa's going to deal some damage. Let's get Emma out of here first, because I don't want to deal with that. All right, let's get a taunt up with Cap Sam. We can afford to lose him. Let's keep going on Emma. Fuck, we had a Cloak Dagger combo here. I didn't even realize that till just now. And Valkyrie's blinded? Fucking A. All right. This already sucks. Fucking Cloak and Dagger, man. Cloak and Dagger. I just wasted that. All right, I'm going to reset this because this is looking really fucking bad right now. So maybe we take Dagger out first after we deal with that Drax. So this is what I'm talking about, right? That Obviously, I went into that. I didn't know. I made the wrong decisions there. Lost almost my entire team very early in that. And I don't have a whole lot in backup. So like this is where scourges get difficult. Is where you find that weak trait in your roster. And obviously, we have 11 days, so skill is probably something that I need to start investing into over the next 11 days in order to really push this out. Because ultimately, my goal is 425,000 on this account, and I think I can do it. We got time. But as of right now, it's definitely the weak part. So let's keep doing what we've been doing. I don't want to waste that ability with Valkyrie here. So we'll use that instead of the special. And now we're going to work into this dagger. We really want to get this fucking dagger off the board like ASAP. Actually, if we can, we need to get Cloak out of here. Because he's going to have that turn 1 ultimate. So we got his turn meter down. That's good. How the I guess Dagger already had her first turn. No, I think my BlueStacks is acting up and it's like skipping. It's doing that shit where it skips ability animations. All right, if we can't clear this here, I'm not going to sit here and beat my head against the wall. This is probably where it ends. So, yeah, that's going to be it. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope there was some good information for you guys and kind of how I play through the Scourges. Obviously, my roster is not ready for skill right now, so that's going to be my focus. At the end of these runs, this is why we run lower difficulties, because obviously we can't clear difficulty 5, but we can't clear difficulty 4. So identify the weak spots in your roster and where you're struggling, invest in them now to improve it, and then come back and try it again. You have unlimited attempts, and I cannot stress that enough, and you have 11 days for this. So this is doable. You just got to be smart about it. Don't waste your investments in other characters like, I don't know, investing in characters for other game modes right this second. Because if ever, like, there's no need to panic. There's time for this. Be smart in your investments. However, as far as game modes go, and having a knee-jerk reaction and quote panic investing into things, Scourges are really the only game mode that it is worth to have that sort of FOMO mentality with. Now, don't waste like abilities or gold or training mats or gear on characters that don't matter. Don't waste them on characters that will not contribute to your Scourges, that will not contribute to your Horseman teams, whatever. You still need to be smart. Don't invest in the wrong characters. Don't waste your shit. But this is a valid time for you to overspend a little bit. These are the sort of reasons why we budget our gold, we budget our resources, our gear, everything else, so that when we have an incredibly important event like this up, we have those resources in reserves so we can, break glass in case of emergency, because this is the emergency. We need Red Hulk the first time around. Let's get him. Thank you guys for sticking around. Have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll see you again maybe tomorrow. Also, before I go, I kind of want to live stream this weekend, some like later playthroughs of this over, maybe Saturday during the day. If that's content you guys would be interested in watching, I don't want to just stream and go live for nobody, because I've been there, done that. I used to stream on Twitch all the time. But if that's something you guys would be interested in watching, go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And I hope to see you guys then. Jesus. Yeah, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I'm Murph.